Matty, it's been a little while since we last spoke, which is probably a good thing and a good sign for guys coming back and guys returning to the team. Just thought we'd catch up on a few niggling injuries and a few long-term injuries that fans might not have heard a lot about. But first of all, how are you feeling? How are things going in your world?
Yeah, really good. Obviously coming off the back of as Wembley win, massive for the club and for all the personnel here. So yeah, we've had a really, really good couple of weeks and tough couple of weeks. Obviously managing players throughout that is a tough ask.
Yeah, a busy time for yourself. Probably the freshest injury, unfortunately, Miles Lawford has ruptured his ACL in the reserve game last Saturday at Castleford. First off, how is Miles and how's the injury?
Yeah, he's good. He's got his head round it now. You know, these things happen in rugby league. Unfortunately, it happened to Miles in the reserve game. He'll get the best care. He's been to see the surgeon this morning. Probably going to get surgery in a couple of weeks to 3 weeks once the swelling's gone down. But yeah, tough one for him. But he's young enough, and you know he's got his head screwed on, so he'll be fine.
How'd the injury happen?
It's just a step. You know, it happens in rugby league on these fields sometimes. High velocity step, and unfortunately the ACL just gives way.
Yeah, it's a big shame for him. Obviously, a young player that looked like he had a little bit of something and had really brought something to this squad as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's never a good timing for anybody to do this, but like I say, you know, the younger you are, the better outcome you have for the recovery, and they'll get the best here. So hopefully they'll get back.
Probably the longest term injury so far that's still yet to come back is Isaiah Vangenaar. Obviously with his hand, how's Ice doing and where's the progress?
Yeah, great. He's on track. Obviously it's a 3.5 to 4 month injury this, so it's, you know, you can't rush this back. He's had a stabilisation of his wrist, so he's actually seen the surgeon yesterday, and he's got his cast off now. He's in a removable splint, which he can start to do some range of movement stuff. So, you know, he's been training really hard with Coops on his lowers and his running style and stuff. So, yeah, be good for him when we can get him back for the last part of the business end of the season.
A man that seems to have very little luck in 2024 is Toby Boothroyd. Obviously, he came back from his AC joint, played a game, and then unfortunately tore his hamstring, I believe, in training the week after. Where's Toby in his recovery and where is he in his injury?
Yeah, I think he's run a cat over or smashed some mirrors, I think, as Toby, bless him. But yeah, he's torn an hamstring, not the highest grade, but a decent tear in there. So, you know, he's looking at 6 to 8 weeks. He's halfway through that at the minute. His rehab's going really well, so he's on course.
A couple of guys that played at Wembley but we've not seen since, Kai Rodwell, Ian Thornley. Obviously Ian came through the game, Kai kind of didn't come back out for the second half, and we didn't see him in the back half of that game. What injuries are they carrying, and where are they in their
both were pushed actually to get them back for Wembley. Both were a slight risk at Wembley. So Ian Thornley has got a slight nick in his Achilles tendon, which has not caused him much trouble, but you know, we're looking at this as a long-term thing for him, making sure that he's right for the back end of the season. He's probably only a couple of weeks away, but we just want to make sure that we have our full squad going into the back end. Kai Rodwell, again, he had a niggling groin going into Wembley, and we summed up what the risk and reward was for that, and obviously the reward were massive, and he's only a couple of weeks away as well, so they're not biggies then, but there's something that, you know, management of these players needs to be done sometimes.
A couple of head knocks that have been knocking around the team. Obviously Josh Griffin recovered from his head knocks and managed to play at Wembley, and we saw him last week against Widnes as well. But Matty Crowther picked up quite a nasty looking head knock, and we've not seen him for the last few weeks. How are they both coming on with those issues?
Yeah, well, obviously Josh returned well, you know, with no issues. He's been to see the relevant specialists that we have to send them to nowadays. Obviously, with all the concussion flying around the sport, it's really important that we look after these players. So Josh was allowed back, and he's still back, which is good. Unfortunately, with Crowther, he took a couple in space of a very short term. So again, the protocol remains that, you know, sometimes they have to sit out for longer periods. He's been to see the specialist. The specialist's happy with him. He's not worried about anything structural going on, but they have to sit him out for. And this is unfortunately 3 months.
Yeah.
we have to follow the rules of the game, and obviously we have to look after our players as well. So that's what will happen with Cos. So missing him for a few months, unfortunately.
Which is a big shame. Obviously, he's been looking well when he has been on the field as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's been busting for a chance because he's not had the best of luck at the start of the season. Picked up a couple of injuries, ankle and stuff. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get him back again for the business end of the season.
How pleased have you been with the return of Luke Bain? Obviously, he had a big Achilles injury. Obviously, joined the club with that injury, and you've worked with him on his return to play and getting him back out on the field. How pleased are you to then see him going and performing like he has been doing these last few weeks?
Yeah, it's tough for anybody coming back from them, and even when they're back, it takes a few games to get up to game speed and everything. And we've given him every opportunity with that. We haven't rushed him back. We've done all the relevant testing that we need to do, and he's passed all that with flying colours. And yeah, it's great to see him out there because it becomes a lonely road out there in physio land and rehab land. So yeah, he's been great as Luke, and hopefully he'll continue to impress in the games.